Iran has mocked Donald Trump's 15-point proposal for a ceasefire with Iran, calling it strategic failure.
The strategic power that you were boasting about has now turned into a strategic defeat. If the self-proclaimed world superpower could escape this predicament, it would have done so by now. Do not call your defeat an agreement. The time for your empty promises is finally over. The level of your self-preoccupation has reached the stage of negotiating with yourself. We frankly and unequivocally declare that no situation will ever return to its former state until it is our explicit will to do so. This will only come into being when the very thought of taking any action against the Iranian nation is completely eradicated from your filthy minds. Our first and final word from the very first day has been, is and always will be this: no one will ever come to terms with someone like you. Not now, and not at any other time.
According to an Associated Press report, Washington, D.C. has reportedly submitted the peace plan to Iran by intermediaries from Pakistan, who offered to host renewed negotiations. The proposal comes amid 1,000 troops from the U.S. military's 82nd Airborne Division being sent to the Middle East in the coming days. The Pentagon is also in the process of deploying 2 Marine units that will add about 5,000 Marines and thousands of sailors to the region, the AP report added.
We're having, by the way, a tremendous success, as you know, in Iran. We had one in Venezuela, and now we're having one in Iran. They have no Navy left. They have no Air Force left. They have no anti-aircraft equipment left, no radar left, no leaders left. The leaders are all gone. Nobody knows who to talk to. But we're actually talking to the right people, and they want to make a deal so badly. You have no idea how badly they want to make a deal. Yeah, please.
Are you going to send Jared Kushner and Steve Witkoff to do direct negotiations with the Iranians?
Yeah, well, we're in negotiations, as it turned out, and now you've seen what I said yesterday was exactly correct. We're in negotiations right now. They're doing it along with Marco, JD. We have a number of people doing it, and the other side, I can tell you, they'd like to make a deal. And who wouldn't if you were there? Look, their Navy's gone, their Air Force is gone, their communications are gone. That's the biggest problem. It's very hard to communicate them between themselves. All of the anti-aircraft is gone. Most of their missiles are gone. We're roaming free. We can do whatever we want. And as you know, today we were going to have the privilege of shooting down a very big electric generation plant, one of the biggest in the world. And one shot to the right location ends the plant, it collapses. And we held off based on the fact that we're negotiating.
Well, on Iran, can you give us any more sense of who exactly in Iran it is, either Witkoff and Kushner and others are speaking with?
Yeah, I hate to say it, but we killed all their leadership. And then they met to choose new leaders, and we killed all of them. And now we have a new group, and we can easily do that, but let's see how they turn out. We have really regime change. You know, this is a change in the regime because the leaders are all very different than the ones that we started off with that created all those problems. So this was, I think we can say, Jason, this is regime change, right?
What makes you trust them?
I don't trust anybody. I don't trust you. I mean, that's only because I know you.
You've said that before.
But if I didn't know you, I'd probably have more trust. But why do you say, what makes you trust? Do you think I trust them? I don't trust them.
Then why bother talking to them?
Because they're going to make a deal. They're going to make a deal. They did something yesterday that was amazing, actually. They gave us a present, and the present arrived today. And it was a very big present worth a tremendous amount of money. And I'm not going to tell you what that present is, but it was a very significant prize. And they gave it to us, and they said they were going to give it. So that meant one thing to me: we're dealing with the right people.
Is that nuclear related?
No, it wasn't nuclear related. It was oil and gas related. And it was a very nice thing they did. But what it showed me is that we're dealing with the right people. Because, you know, you don't know, because the leadership was killed, all gone. Khomeini, all gone. But we're dealing with a group of people that I think turn out, and the the present, the gift they made to us was very significant, and they said they were going to do it, and it happened. And they're the only ones that could have done it. Jennifer?
Was it related to the Strait of Hormuz and the flow of...
Yeah, it was related to the flow and to the strait. Yeah, it was.
Are you negotiating on who's going to control the strait from now on?
No, we'll have control of anything we want. Look, if we can end this without more lives being down, without knocking out $10 billion electric plants that are brand new and the apple of their eye, I'd like to be able to do that, you know?
Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, or the IRC, has issued a chilling threat to the U.S., claiming its 82nd Airborne Division could face the same fate as the USS Gerald R. Ford and USS Abraham Lincoln.
The Iran versus U.S.-Israel war is set to enter a more dangerous phase, as Washington is reportedly preparing to send thousands of soldiers from the U.S. Army's elite 82nd Airborne Division to the Middle East. According to Al-Mayadeen, Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, has now issued a chilling threat to the United States. The IRGC warned that the U.S. 82nd Airborne Division could face the same fate as the USS Gerald R. Ford and USS Abraham Lincoln, claiming that American aircraft carriers were previously forced to withdraw under Iranian pressure. Commenting on reports of an imminent U.S. troop deployment, the IRGC said, "Do you remember Gerald Ford and Abraham Lincoln?" The statement signals Tehran's readiness to confront any new deployment in the region. The IRGC emphasized that the 82nd Airborne Division, one of the U.S. Army's most prominent rapid response units, is being closely monitored as part of its evolving strategy. Iran's warning comes as U.S. media reports suggest that the Pentagon is preparing to deploy approximately 3,000 troops from the 82nd Airborne Division to the region. According to these reports, deployment orders could be issued imminently. The forces would be supported by Marine units, and operations may include potential ground offensives in the conflict with Iran. On March 20th, Reuters reported that the U.S. is considering sending thousands of Marines and sailors aboard the USS Boxer, an amphibious assault ship, along with its Marine Expeditionary Unit and accompanying warships to the Middle East. Prior to any additional deployments, there were already around 50,000 U.S. troops in the region. U.S. officials did not confirm to Reuters where the additional troops would be deployed within the Middle East. The soldiers are currently stationed at Fort Bragg, North Carolina. The 82nd Airborne Division, which can deploy within 18 hours of receiving orders, specializes in parachute assaults. The expansion of troop presence could significantly raise the stakes in the conflict. Sources had previously indicated that the U.S. military is exploring multiple options in the Iran conflict, including securing the Strait of Hormuz, potentially by deploying troops to Iran's coastline, according to Reuters. The Trump administration has also discussed the possibility of sending ground forces to Iran's Harg Island. Located in the Persian Gulf, Harg Island serves as Iran's primary oil export hub, with nearly 90% of the country's crude shipments passing through the island.